Welcome to Carol's Universe, Tarot Readings from the Heart. So we're going to do your 2-week reading, so 15th to the 31st of May. Really, these are just kind of like messages from the tarot really for the next couple of weeks. So for the reading, we're going to use the This Might Hurt tarot deck, my favourite deck to use, both clients and also YouTube videos. We're going to use Spiritual Advice, your Psychic Tarot, the Psychic Tarot of the Heart by John Holland. And then finally, if we need anything, any clarifiers, we usually go with the Rider-Waite Tarot in a tin. Okay, so just to let you know what type of reading we're doing this week, we're doing a 7-area reading. So we look at your week as a whole, something unexpected, your 2 weeks as a whole, something unexpected that might arise, how to stay grounded and balanced over the next couple of weeks, important emotion that you might feel over the next couple of weeks, something that will inspire you, how your spirit guide or what spiritual advice you're receiving from spirit over the next couple of weeks, and how to best support yourself over the next 2 weeks. Okay, let's get shuffling. Okay, Cancerians, we've got the cards down. As you can see, it's a fairly kind of, shortish. So hang on a minute. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, needed to make sure of that. Okay, what's the next 2 weeks as a whole? What's the message around that, or what's going on? Right. So it's about the 5 of coins. That's the energy that you need, that you're focusing on. So the week as a whole. I mean, the 5 of coins is a card that can represent financial poverty. So this is financial lack as well. I don't want to tell you that over the next 2 weeks you're facing that at all, but the 5 of coins can mean also spiritual lack, emotional lack. It's just a card that deals with the thought of lack all round. It can be illness, the 5 of coins can be as well. Depression can be the 5 of coins. But more than anything, it's about being out of somewhere secure. It's about feeling a lack of security and needing help. So the focus may be about getting help or getting some form of assistance or support. For some of you Cancerians, it may be financial. What is something that you unexpected that may arise? So something unexpected that may arise over the next couple of weeks. The 8 of Swords may arise unexpected. So, it's interesting your cards are actually, aren't they? I mean, the 8 of Swords is about feeling, feeling powerless. It's about negative thoughts when you get the 8 of Swords energy. It's about worry and anxiety when you get the 8 of Swords energy showing here. This is one of those cards that would represent anxiety for me with the 8 of Swords energy. And some of you guys may kind of, especially if there's anything financial going on, you may go to a place where, unexpectedly you're feeling, and also this is the card about feeling bound or powerless. So it may be that something unexpected arising with the 8 of Swords energy is something about, I don't know whether this is about you feeling powerless or you feeling kind of worried or anxious, or it could be somebody around you that's feeling that, because it may be somebody's coming to you like this who's asking for help. There may be somebody around you who's feeling powerless, who's asking for help because it's a financial thing or something like that. So don't be surprised if somebody around you, could be a family member, coming to you and saying, look, I'm going through a tough time. Can you give me some help? That type of thing. How do you stay grounded and balanced over the next couple of weeks? By death. I think it's by kind of just changing, it depends on what death is for you. So the way to stay grounded is just about, for me, it's kind of like just shutting down. But how do you shut down with the death card? So we're going to clarify that and ask how you can with the death. Because for me, this may be about changing or adapting something to something with the death card. Because death is about change and adaptation. So what do you mean that Cancerians stay grounded and balanced by death card? What do you mean by that in 2 cards? Because it may be that you have to change or adapt to something here with the death energy. Right, the Queen of Cups, and that's you, isn't it? Because Queen of Cups is a Cancerian person. So this is all about your emotions, all right? Now, the emotion of the Queen of Cups, how I read the Queen of Cups is when she's got her cup closed, she's emotionally closed off. So this is something to do with your, and you've got the High Priestess again here as well. So this is, I just feel that this is, it feels to me, it sounds really weird, but these 2 people here, the Queen of Cups and the High Priestess, we could have read it in a spiritual way. It doesn't feel like that to me. It feels like something about emotion, because the High Priestess is not an emotional card. she's actually shut off emotionally. And so, I mean, they're both intuitive people. They are both intuitive people. I mean, it could be for some of you guys, if you haven't used your intuition before, if this is something that you've never really tapped into, if you've never really taken a deeper look with this Queen of Cups into your intuition, it may be that you need to focus on doing that now. But the change of the Death card would suggest to me that this is something you've not done before. So maybe there is a need, in order to stay grounded and balanced over the next 2 weeks, it may be that you're required now. And I think you wouldn't have done it before, because why else have we got Death as a way to kind of ground yourself and balance yourself? To me, this is kind of like changing and adapting to something else, doing something new. And I think if it's doing something new, then this is possibly taking a deeper look into your, not into your emotions, but more your intuition. So what does your intuition tell you? It may be somebody here is coming to you for help, Cancerians, because I'm just feeling that here, the next 2 weeks as a whole, it may be that you're having to help someone with this Five of Coins, and it may be something you don't expect coming in is somebody who comes to you with the Eight of Swords mentality. They're bound, they're powerless, they don't have a way out, they don't know what to do, they're asking for help. And it may be that for the first time in your life, you're really going to have to close down on everything that you've done before. Okay, you're really going to have to kind of dig deep into your intuition just to work out maybe whether you're going to help this person or not. That's what I'm getting from the reading. Important emotion that you're going to feel this in the next couple of weeks. The Hierophant. So the important emotion, I think, with the Hierophant is really being able to tap into what your values are. And I think it really kind of connects. And that's a really important emotion. Now, it's interesting because the High Priestesses and the Queen of Cups, they're all about our intuition. It's about, she's digging deep. Can you see? So when the cup is covered as well, this is somebody who's really going in deep. So she's digging deep into her intuition here with the High Priestess. And maybe an important emotion that you'll feel this week with the Hierophant energy. And also, the Hierophant is all about knowledge as well. So when you get the keys, it's about unlocking the knowledge, unlocking the answer. So it may be that an important emotion that you feel this week is like you do have the answer. Finally, there may be a sense of enlightenment or even an awakening that comes to you guys in the next couple of weeks concerning this situation. And what will this awakening be with the Hierophant? Because the Hierophant is all about getting the answers. So what will this awakening be for Cancerians in 2 cards? Something about work, Eight of Coins energy, focus, hard work, effort. The Star, effort, hard work pays off with the Star energy. So I think that the answer is, suddenly I think that the important, and I think it's a really important emotion for some of you Cancerians to feel, because it's a major arcana, it's the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is all about knowledge and awakening and knowing. So I think the emotion, the important emotion is awakening for you guys. You're awakening to something. You're starting to kind of understand what the situation is. There's a reality check here that you're facing. It's almost like for the first time you've woken up, you've found the answers that you're looking for. And it's simply that hard work pays off with the Eight of Pentacles and the Star card. To whom I don't know, because I think that this is somebody who, for some of you guys, is asking for your help. And I think it may be somebody that you've never wanted, that you've never given help to before, or I think that they may have asked in the past and you've turned them down. But I think that maybe somebody comes back for help and you're kind of like, okay, I'll help you out. I'll help you out on this. But it feels to me, it's not even that you say that you'll help them out, but it's more about with the Death card, you're doing something, because that's how you're going to ground and balance yourself, by doing something a little bit different. And the thing that you do differently, I think, Cancerians, is really about digging deep now into that intuition. Because for some of you guys, you may have looked at a situation that has been brought to your attention, but you only looked at it on the surface. You only looked at it on a superficial level. You never really dug deep into what your intuition was telling you. You just looked at, it's almost like looking at a beggar on the street. And because this is a beggar card as well. So it's almost like looking at a beggar on the street and saying, oh, they're begging for money again. Now your intuition might say to you, well, maybe they need it. But because they're a beggar, and because so many people, especially, I mean, I've definitely heard this, that, you know, why are you giving to that person on the street? Don't you know they're just going to buy alcohol with the money that you give? Why don't you just, you know, not give them anything or get them a sandwich or something like that? Whatever the case is. So whatever it is that you've done before has to change. That's how you're going to ground yourself. Because I feel that whatever it is, whoever it is that's asked you in the past for whatever they've asked you for, Cancerians, you may have always said no. You may have always looked at it on a very superficial level and said, no, I'm not going to help this person, or I'm not going to give to them because I've heard this stuff about this person, or, you know, because this person has a reputation. But really, this time, I think that because it says how you stay grounded and balanced, and that's by doing something different with the Death card, I think that never sat well with you. I think your intuition was always saying, but what if, but what if, but what if. But I think over the next couple of weeks, you are going to really have to dig into that intuition. You're really going to have to start paying great attention to it, instead of kind of fobbing whoever this person is off and saying, no, I'm not going to help this person because I've heard this, or because they've got a reputation with this. This time you're going to have to, it's almost like the universe is saying, no, take another look, Cancerians. No, take another look. Take another look. Don't follow them off. Take another look. Because I think that there's more to the situation with whoever this person is than meets the eye. Okay, and an important emotion that you'll feel is that the knowing. So emotionally, when you know something, it's like your intuition is just kicking into orbit. So an important emotion that you'll feel is just knowing. Eight of Coins energy. And that Eight of Coins is research. Pays off. So if the Eight of Coins is connecting up with the High Priestess, if you are taking a deeper look into your intuition, you're not just fobbing someone off because it's you've heard stuff, or because you've always done it. Oh no, don't help your brother out, or don't help, your uncle out because they've got a drink problem, or because, they've got this reputation. But really looking into what this person's asking for, that hard work that you do with really looking into that intuition is going to pay off. And that's how you know that you're on the right track. What will inspire you over the next couple of weeks? The Chariot, your card, Cancer card, that's you. I think that it's overcoming an obstacle, the Chariot. I think it's being able to overcome something that's been an emotion that's been pulling you apart, because the Chariot is also a card about our different emotions. So with the Chariot, one emotion might say, no, do it this way. And then the other emotion might say, well, no, do it that way. But really what you want to be able to do with the two things that you are feeling is bring them into alignment. So you want to be able to bring those emotions into alignment so that you can move forward, instead of having the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other. But I feel that what might inspire you is to know that you are in control of what you do. Now those emotions as well, they could be other people. So the Chariot can represent many things, but the two bicycles that are pulling this woman that way and that way may be the two people or external factors that are driving the situation, that are trying to drive you. Now, if we look at those external factors with those bicycles, and say that we said that these were people, the bicycles were people, okay, that were kind of pulling you in two different directions, because the Chariot is about being pulled in two different directions. So for some of you Cancerians, you're being pulled in two directions, which is why whoever it is that's been asking for help here, you've probably never done it, because you've got external people saying, why are you doing that, Cancerian? So somebody's saying, no, why are you doing that? And the other person is saying, don't you know that you should be doing it? Why are you doing it? Or don't do it, or you shouldn't be doing this, or you shouldn't be doing that, or they're going to take your money, or they're just going to take you, they're just going to take the money and buy drinks or whatever. You seem to be consistently being pulled in two directions. But what inspires you, I think, in the next 2 weeks is about taking matters into your own hands with that Chariot. It's about just saying, you know what, actually, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to me, and I am going to control this. You are not driving me. I am driving me. So really, I think that what inspires you in the next 2 weeks is the ability, finally, and I think it comes through the emotion of understanding. So beginning to understand that, if you apply yourself, and if you really take the time to take a deeper look into what your intuition is telling you, rather than what external forces are telling you, Cancerians, you're the one that can then make the decision to move forward. And I think that that's very empowering. So I think that, an important thing that will inspire you is the ability to make decisions on your own terms. It's the ability to kind of just completely just bat off those people who are trying to drive you, who are trying to take control of you and what you do. And it's the chance just to really empower you, which I think is great. Really empower yourself. What is your spirit advising you to do over the next couple of weeks? It's advising you just to give love, and to act with love, and to act with compassion, and to open your heart with the Ace of Cups energy. because it's so easy to kind of say, I'm not going to help somebody out because this, I've read it in the papers that, you know, if you help this type of person out, then you're going to, you know, you're doing the wrong thing, or, you know, if I help out this family member, everybody says that this person's a liar, or they're this or they're that. Whereas your intuition is telling you, no, I should be doing this. But I think that what's happened in the reading, in a way, Cancerians, is that you've allowed others to cloud your judgment. That's what I'm really going to kind of focus in on this reading. I think there's been an allowance to allow people to cloud your judgment when really you've wanted to do things in a certain way. And the brilliant thing with this reading is we're seeing, especially in terms of what inspires you, is the chance to empower yourself, because the Chariot is all about empowerment. You know, you usually get a couple of horses on here, it's bicycles. You usually get people who are trying to push you in this direction and they're trying to push you in that direction. But really, this woman just wants to move in her own direction. And there's a chance for her now just to kind of take these bikes and pull them back in, rein them in and say, no, actually, I drive this situation, you don't. I am the one in control, you are not. So the fact that I think that some of you guys, what inspires you is the chance to empower yourself through making your own decisions, you know, on how you're going to focus on this. I think the universe is saying, well, our advice to you then, Cancerians, is, you know, act with compassion and love, because whoever was trying to drive you on this situation, Cancerians, didn't want you to be compassionate, and it didn't want you to open your heart, and it didn't want you to be receptive to what somebody else was saying. It just wanted you to look at the thing on a superficial level. But you're not willing to do that, because that's not really what you are, is it, Cancerians? You're not made up of that. And finally, how to best support yourself over the next couple of weeks. The Two of Wands. I think that how to best support yourself is really just to take a moment out and to sit down, distance yourself from everything and make those plans, and to focus on what needs to be done. I think also the Two of Wands is also about just taking charge of your own destiny and your own direction. So the best way that you can take charge, the best way that you can support yourself is really just by taking charge of the whole thing, because the Two of Wands is also about taking charge of your own destiny. Okay, there are others around you that want to control what you do. That's the thing. They don't want you possibly to help somebody out. What they want you to do is they want you to bow down to what they believe in, but they don't want you to believe in yourself and to believe in your ability to take charge of the situation on your own terms. What they want, Cancer, is for you to lie down, roll over like a dog and have your tummy tickled, and to listen to what they have to say. But really what inspires you is about being empowered, and the only way that you're ever empowered, or anybody is ever empowered, Cancerians, is by listening to our own intuition, really honing in and focusing deeply on what our intuition tells us. Many people may say to you, don't do this, don't do that, don't help this person. Don't you know that they're just going to take this and just spend it on drink? Don't you know that they're just using you? Don't you know that they're just doing this, this and this? But really, this is about you and your intuition. And some of you guys, as I've said, you've become, a lot of people have tried to kind of muddy the waters, and they've tried to confuse you, and they've tried to make you feel like you don't have, you know, your own kind of discernment, and you don't have the power to make your own decisions. They've tried to basically bend you to their own liking, but you can't bend the Charioteer, because they are a force to be reckoned with, and you are the Chariot because it's your major arcana card, it's a Cancer card. So you are somebody who is in full control of your own, you know, of your own decisions here with the Chariot, and that's a fact. So this is, the next 2 weeks is a time for just focusing on the things that you need to do, and focusing on your own intuition, okay? And basically allowing yourself, the important emotion mostly though, is of knowledge, is knowing. When you know something, and when there's this amazing kind of awakening with the Hierophant, because it's all about the knowledge and the answers, when you finally just know what you know, that is the most empowering thing that you can ever feel. Okay, and that comes through hard work and practice, which finally pays off with the Star energy. And that hard work and practice is about deeply knowing the self, and taking a deeper look into what your intuition tells you, rather than what other people are telling you, which I think is fantastic. The best way that you can support yourself is by putting yourself in the driving seat with the Two of Wands. The best way that you can support yourself is by putting yourself in the driving seat and allowing yourself to make your own decisions, and not allowing other people to do it for you. Let's have a quick look at what the spiritual advice is for Cancerians. Universe, Spirit, what is the spiritual advice on this reading? What spiritual advice do you have overall. So there's one card. Give me the other one, please. Okay, so there we are. Second one is well-deserved reward. What's the first one? All right, so you need to confront your shadow side. So confronting your shadow side is going to bring in rewards. Okay, and when I'm, this is representative of the, I think it's the Moon card actually on the Major Arcana, because this deck is based on the Tarot, as I said. The cards with black borders are Major Arcanas. So this is this guy confronting his fears. This is him confronting his shadow side and his fears. So if you confront your fears, and that's what it is. That's what it is. People, whoever's tried to pull you or take you off your path, take you off your journey, take you off your, take you out of your lane, what they've been playing in on, I believe, is your fear, Cancerians. So people have been trying to, I'm getting the impression that whoever these people are in the Chariot, whoever those bicycles are that have been trying to drive you, you're inspired now to drive them, and not just to drive them, to drive yourself, to be more empowered. But the only way that you get the rewards that you deserve in this situation or any other is by confronting those fears. And those fears might be about other people. Those fears might be about your own confidence and your own potential to do what needs to be done. Because some of you guys may have been driven by other people's opinions, or you may have been driven by other people's ideas because you felt that you weren't at a place that you were assertive enough, or you were confident enough, or you were strong enough to assert your own things. So the Chariot is all about being assertive, and it's all about being in control, and it's all about being a leader, and it's all about being, somebody who is in charge. The same as the Two of Wands. Both cards represent people that are in charge. Okay, they make their own decisions and they take their own directions. And that's where it needs to be. But in order to gain from those things, in the well-deserved card here, you really have to confront the fear. Okay, whatever that fear is for you, whether it's people, whether it's a fear of getting it wrong or a fear of failure, whatever the case might be, there is a need to confront that before you can reap the rewards. Okay, all right, that is your reading for the next 2 weeks, Cancerians. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe. If you'd like your own private reading, click on the link in the comments section or the end screen. Take care, my darlings. Love you. Bye.